Okay, this is a whole story that's going to go crazy. So if you're tuning in, watching this right now, this is a full-on meltdown. I don't know if I call it a meltdown, but cowardice. I mean, Piers Morgan, and I have my criticism of Piers Morgan. Do you bloody well condemn hummus? But here is the sit down with none other than Sneako. And Sneako, listen, your choice in people to hang out with, from anybody, everybody. I mean, you got to really know how to filter through it, unless you really are one of those people who goes from clout to clout, controversy to controversy. But Kanye West walks out of Piers Morgan's interview with him because of, obviously, Kanye West's controversial statements of supporting first name Adolf, last name Hitler, former chancellor of the Third Reich in Germania. So what better way? Let's first of all let's start with the one thing that started all of this, okay? Because this is how madness happens. This is how insanity happens, and clearly, I don't know what's going on in Kanye's mind, but when you start supporting the Third Reich and wearing T-shirts, and again, I want to be careful of this, YouTube. Okay, this is when you're sharing T-shirts of white power and all that other kind of stuff. One has to wonder if your brain is fully operational.
I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro.
Oh God, hang on. I have the full interview here. This is just the segment.
Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. They.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30.
In Piers Morgan's defense, no, he really hasn't. He really hasn't said anything. Just wait.
Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course, I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
Even Sneako's like, what? All right, so what exactly happened? Well, Piers Morgan he didn't even ask any question that was earth-shattering or even talking about his recent album that Kanye is working on. He just got up and left, and was that it? Now, look, in my opinion, that was completely over the top on Kanye's part. In my opinion, I think overall we're witnessing somebody who is either did not understand what Piers Morgan was saying. So in order to get the full context, we're going to go back to the beginning. Back to the beginning of the full interview. This was done on Piers Morgan's show. It came out yesterday, and there has to be something wrong. There has to be something fundamentally wrong with Kanye, especially when you're talking about the Adolf Hitler and Germania and the Third Reich and anything else. But even then, the aftermath of this interview is, I don't want to say it's pure gold, but it's content gold.
Equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneako, and both Sneako and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that view is nice and fascinating, but you know, we have all seen and read the stories of people who have it all and are still not happy.
Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks.
All right, let me just say this. If I had the opportunity to interview Kanye West on Hard Lens Media, I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, but I got to tell you, folks, all in all, seeing what Kanye has been going through, it's clear that there's a lot of emotional struggle and pain that he has been dealing with, in my opinion. Okay, I want to be very clear on that. This is all in my opinion, and clearly, he is somebody who is struggling right now, especially with of course, his words and statements, his words towards, again, especially being all of which, correction on that, all of which being very anti-Semitic. But even then, was him praising a guy who systematically led Germany for a full-on conquest over the continent of Europe. I mean, of all people not to support, I think good old Adolf is one of those people not to support.
And to still be here with this view is, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro.
Oh God, say that again.
Look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Right now, you're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro.
Sorry, I just had to rewind that. It really got crazy.
Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no, don't help them out. They.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love.
I'll acknowledge this super chat from Social Emotional Learning with Dr. Donnie, who tipped $2. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well and all the best to you. And thank you for your generosity. Schizophrenia is real. There's medication for it. Yeah, absolutely. There is. John Michael, Ye is eccentric. If he was poor, he'd be nuts. Well, it does say a lot, especially in the artist community. Sorry about that. Especially for Hollywood. There's a lot of eccentric, very off-kilter kind of people in the Hollywood sphere, music industry. I mean, to say that there isn't, you'd be lying to yourself, okay? That's why I always say to people, if you want to get involved in media or entertainment or anything of that nature, be prepared to deal with crazy. Be prepared to deal with egos, thin skin people, everything in between. Just be careful. Be very, very, very careful out there. And this is a prime example of that. But absolutely correct. Yes, there is medication for it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're happy, my friend. All the best to you. And again, yes, this is the madness. This is the madness.
What are you, with all due respect, what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course, I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay. Where's he gone, Sneako?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Oh God, Sneako. All right, listen. I'll give him this. He's able to still show up, do content, live stream, and everything else. He's gone through the ringer, most notably with Penguin a while back, and he's been around a lot of controversial people. But from a Kanye interview to now a Sneako interview, get ready to see the greatest defense ever.
Where's he gone?
I think he's just going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he's upset about the.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wonder what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. His name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
The awkward silence right there. Hold on. I mean, nothing. Oh, by the way, that's a horrible freeze frame of Sneako.
By getting those two things, under his skin, maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his
5 seconds of silence.
Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah.
By the way, Trans Gemini on Kick says, Piers said, dicked us around. Well, hey, first of all, Trans, nobody's cutting off anybody's dick here, okay? Nobody. Don't clip this. Do not clip this. But nobody is cutting off anyone's dick, period, here. Period. No doubt about it.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let
and
me ask
also work on my
you
own
the
too, and
questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to
all over
answer
social
questions
media?
on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not
questions
there.
on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that?
That's the name of Kanye's new track. I didn't want to say it because YouTube might hit me, but because Piers Morgan said it, okay, I think I have a good leeway period around it. But yes, the latest album is Heil Hitler. Somewhere out there, Tupac is looking down at the rap community and just wondering, where did you all go wrong? He's up there. He's looking down and he's shaking his head in absolute disappointment. Wait. Did anyone have that on their bingo card? Like, seriously, Fermilab, what'd you do with that collider machine? Because I feel like we are in a very grim, dark timeline.
Interest.
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision. While
I'm
he's not
asking
here.
you why.
I
I'm
find it
asking you
inappropriate.
why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X, and here you are on the days we're going to release the song, doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offenses. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half.
We
of
haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, have you?
But I mean, if I did, you said, "What are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm doing films and I'm recording behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his
Have
vision."
you been helping him with
But-
the?
Oh, boy. Oh, to be the fly on the wall when the cameras are off, when conversations are not being recorded. First of all, you know, and yes, the interview was supposed to happen the day before yesterday, and unfortunately, they did get dicked around, but nobody's dick should be cut off. Period. Nobody's cutting off any inches off anyone's dick. But yes, I'm going to be using that line. Hardlens Media, we're adopting that. Okay, we're going to adopt that. But this is an example of the influence culture, the Hollywood culture that we have here, and it just shows that yes. Somebody needs to tell Kanye just what the hell's going on here. Or either that, confront him. Somebody that he knows and trusts, because I fear that he's surrounded himself with a lot of yes people. And see, the thing is, when you surround yourself with yes men, unfortunately, then you're stuck in a bubble. Always have people that will challenge you critically.
With the track Heil Hitler.
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got
if you
the
know
size of his
everything
dick
about
wrong.
what he's
Is
tweeting,
that what you say?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked
now
that question
with somebody who seems to worship Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a
No, he worships Adolf Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is
Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and
really?
promoting
When was I working for Israel?
like genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
Well, he certainly was.
To point the finger at
you. He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastikas,
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise,
going to speak
and
for
has
him,
a new record out called Heil Hitler. So
Yes. All right. And I think you guys know the whole gist of it and what the whole purpose of this interview is. Hold on. Kanye's is the definition of this quote from the Dark Knight. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Well, Tiberius Monk, you're absolutely correct here because in the realm of Hollywood, in the realm of the music industry, you know, top of the world, top dog in the game. And when you get consumed by money, the greed, and the machine, a lot of people have said like the Hollywood entertainment industry, it'll chew you up and spit you out. And when it's or either that crap you out. And there are so many people that are at least at the center of attention who will be so much who will give up everything just to still remain and be part of that machine because they know nothing else. I mean, look, going to these epic hotels, going to different countries, staying in these five-star resorts, eating the best food, living in the best houses, going to the best parties, it's a drug. And once it's gone and you're no longer relevant, you'll do anything to get back into that club. That's the problem. That's the sickness, the great sickness of social media, entertainment, and everything else in between.
Forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this question is
artists.
incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one. And two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves
Really?
everybody.
Right,
But this,
so
Why would you, of all people, listen, I'm going to make a controversial statement here, in my opinion, but I think it's based in fact. First name Adolf, last name Hitler would not be good friends with Sneako or Ye. He would not be friends with either of those two people. He would not want to be around them. He would not want to talk to them. He would not want to shake their hand. He would not have anything to do with them. And his track record and his policies and what he did during WW2 is evidence enough. Am I missing something?
when he says, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said, make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can, whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think it's. I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping
condone
Jews?
slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think that's funny?
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the humor?
To remove any sense of humor
I'm missing the humor. What's the humor?
Now, hold on. Now, I'm just going to fast forward. It's because they still have this little back and forth, but even then, Sneako gets up.
I know you set up the interview with him.
Another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell him from me, he's a sniveling little coward, and he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneako. Everyone can see you for what you are.
Yes, and this interview, was it earth-shattering? No. I think the memes and everything else that will come from it are going to be hilarious. But the big story here is, look, we just witnessed somebody clearly have a full-on mental breakdown. All right. And more importantly, when you surround yourself with people who will not challenge you, especially when you are not well, in my opinion, then it's clear to me that there is a system or people that are more than happy to take advantage of you. Now, Sneako's association, I'm seeing from people in the chat, well, Sneako has took on Rabbi Shmuley and debated him. Well, folks, listen, as somebody who's followed a lot of these mainstreamers on Twitch or Kick, I got to tell you, you got to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. But anytime I see, the fresh and fit guys or Sneako talking, I always have to raise an eyebrow and wonder, what's going on? And I always view it as, but that goes for anyone, okay? Because when it comes down to a lot of people who are big and mainstream, especially in real life streaming community, it's always about getting the next thousands views. It's always about getting the next thing, and that's the game. That's the nature of the game. But clearly, there is, in my opinion, something very wrong, especially if you're going to be naming your album "Hail Hitler," and then at the same time too saying that you love everybody, including Adolf himself. We live in a very disturbed timeline. one has to wonder, okay, how much worse will it get? Because chances are it's going to get pretty bad. But at least you started your morning off right with a little bit of humor, just a tiny bit. But seriously, get help! Oh my God, get help! I'm still speechless about that. And look, I have my opinions on Piers Morgan. But then again, Piers should have expected this from Kanye. He definitely should have expected this. He should not have been shocked that Kanye was going to walk away from the interview or do anything else of that nature. I mean, that's a foregone conclusion. People should have already expected that, as they should.